Here are the tests on my 1957 Gerber toilet. It is using a standard brass flush valve, and it is set to the water line. That water line is actually very high in the tank, and judging by the rust stains, it never actually was set at this line. So nobody got to see this toilet flush at its full potential except me. So anyway, I will show you guys a flush, and then let's see how it does on tests. That was a really awesome flush. It definitely flushes better than it did when I got it. For the first test, let's see if it can take a washcloth. As far as I know, there are no trapway obstructions, but the entire trapway was obstructed when I found it, so there might be something still in there, but I'm pretty sure I got everything out. This will be the first time I'm flushing anything through it aside from water, so I think it'll pass perfectly. The handle got stuck, but it came through well before the flush completed, so that was a perfect pass. Now let's see if it can take a grocery bag. I think it will pass perfectly. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now let's see if it can take the washcloth and grocery bag together. I think it will pass. It passed. It definitely struggled a little bit, but it did great. Let's try the washcloth and grocery bag again to see if I can make it perfect pass. I believe it can do it. Well, it did worse that time. Still passed though. Now, let's see if it can take a dish towel. Considering it struggled on the washcloth and grocery bag together, I think that it probably will not be able to pass this. Very impressive. And for those of you who like gurgles, there's a gurgle for you. Now, let's see how it does on the dish towel again. I'll see if I can make it pass. Hopefully it will go better than the second washcloth and grocery bag test, because it did worse the second time. I'm hoping it'll do better this time. I could tell by the way it went in that it would not go through all the way. It balled it up. If it takes it in a straight line, like one end to the other, it can usually go through, but once it balls it up, it's in there, and it's in there for good. So I'm gonna let the tank fill up and give it another flush. Here comes the gurgle. So that definitely failed. I guess what I learned from this is if it goes through the first time, don't try to make it do better, because then it'll just clog. But again, I have had toilets do better the second time, so just do whatever you want, honestly. Overall, I would say the performance on this toilet is pretty good. I would definitely trust it if it was installed. It did take the dish towel, although it struggled, and it didn't need help either. Second time, of course, you saw that it failed. But now let's move on to the flush tests. For the first flush test, let's see how it flushes with a dry bowl. I'm guessing that it will do really well. Since the flush is so long and thorough, I think we'll get a good strong siphon out of it. That was not bad at all. I'm really impressed. Now let's see how it flushes with a clogged siphon jet. This toilet actually has a really small siphon jet, a lot smaller than other toilets that use this same flushing design. So since there isn't a lot of water going through the siphon jet to begin with, I'm guessing it will flush fairly normally, except of course it will be longer and more powerful. That was pretty cool. That does seem like a fairly normal flush, but longer and more powerful. Now, let's see how it does on a dirt test. When I was doing the acid cleaning, I flushed the toilet to get the acid out, and there was like a big brown patch right there where it didn't rinse. And so after I cleaned it up, I went through with a coat hanger and cleared out the rim jets, only to find that none of them were blocked and that it actually does not have a rim jet that rinses this part. So I'm guessing that the bowl rinse will be pretty good around the sides and back like this, but it'll miss like that much in the front and it will look pretty unimpressive. As for the bowl clearance, I think it'll be very good. Of all the times for the handle to get stuck, that was the one. Well, and the washcloth test. So I'm actually going to redo that so that I can see how it would flush on a press and release. Now, let's try a dirt test, attempt number 2. I said what I thought earlier, so let's just get on with it and see how it does. And it actually didn't fill to the line, so I'm going to hold it down a little bit more. There we go. I really don't know what the deal is with that right there. Let's see. I have never seen an old toilet leave a chunk that large. As for this, it did pretty much what I expected. So we have a clear problem right here. But around the sides, it did really well from the looks of it. Just left a few pieces here and there, but overall, the rinse is very good and the clearance is very good. I think most of this stuff floating around is just that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it another flush and see how much of that it can remove. It did decently. That's interesting. I would have thought they would put another jet right here, but I guess they didn't. And that's one thing that I guess American Standard did better. Even though they have their little triangle right here, it certainly is not as large as this one. So anyway, that is all for these tests. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and turn on notifications. It helps my channel a lot and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.